The tragic symbolism of Emma McCune, Love, Prophecy, and the Betrayal of a Nation. By Colongdit Media Chief Editor. When Emma McCune, a young British aid worker, married Dr. Riek Machar Tinney in the early 1990s, their union seemed like the stuff of international romance. To many in the West, it was a cross-cultural love story that symbolized hope in the midst of conflict. But to those in South Sudan, it quickly became something far more troubling. A story of misplaced faith, political myth, and the destructive power of foreign fascination. What was once hailed as a destiny fulfilled evolved into a tragedy that, for many, marked the beginning of a dangerous political trajectory. Emma McCune was not just a humanitarian swept off her feet. She became an emblem of prophecy, a political enabler, and ultimately, a symbol of how personal relationships and myth can derail a nation's future. Romanticizing rebellion. Far from being a neutral observer, McCune embedded herself in the heart of Riek Machar's political struggle. Her presence coincided with, and arguably, catalyzed, a transformation in how Machar was perceived. He was no longer just a military commander. He was the supposed fulfillment of Ngunding Bong's prophecy. Ngunding, a 19th-century Nuer prophet, predicted the rise of a liberator, a man who would be educated, gap-toothed, left-handed, and crucially, married to a white woman. With Emma at his side, Machar's image was elevated from rebel to messiah. This symbolism resonated deeply with Machar's ethnic base, galvanizing support not through policy or vision, but through prophecy and spectacle. From aid worker to enabler, Emma's role extended well beyond that of a supportive spouse. She acted as an informal advisor, traveling with Machar and participating in political ceremonies. In Ayad, she was present when he was adorned with the leopard skin, a cultural symbol of leadership and power. Her very presence seemed to sanctify his ambitions. But those ambitions would prove disastrous. The 1991 Nasir coup, where Machar split from the Sudan People's Liberation Army, SPLA, ignited a cycle of violence that led to horrific massacres, including the infamous Boer massacre and entrenched ethnic divisions that still haunt South Sudan today. Emma did not merely witness these events. She was part of the machinery that romanticized and legitimized Machar's rebellion. Her Western identity lent an air of international validation to a movement that, in practice, lacked a cohesive national vision. A white savior or a political misstep, while the Western media fixated on the novelty of a British aid worker married to a warlord. South Sudanese communities responded with suspicion and resentment. To many, Emma became the embodiment of foreign interference, a well-intentioned outsider who misunderstood the cultural complexities and political consequences of her involvement.